I once again thanks to Almighty Allah and my appreciation to that. Thank you.
That was our chief guest of the AITM. You can see the principal, Dr. Bhavikatti, Professor Shastri, who is from the 85 batch. The distinguished guests are all taking their seats, and we have also invited a few students and faculty. I've had direct feedback from some of the students. They're very excited and they're looking forward to, taking advantage of this Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center.
Good morning, everyone. Very pleasant morning and a very warm welcome to all of you. This day has been recorded as a memorable day in the pages of AITM, as we have seen our General Secretary of AITM, Janab Mohideen Ruknuddin Sahab, inaugurating the AITM Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. AITM Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center, AIEC in short, is an excellent initiative taken by the alumni from the 1985 batch. The aim of AIEC is nurturing innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship among students. The entire student community at AITM, including me, is super excited to utilize these facilities provided by the center. Today, we have amongst us Kiran Vittal, who is an alumnus from the batch of 1985. Mr. Vittal graduated in Electronics and Communication Engineering and is currently a Senior Director, Product Marketing at Synopsys Inc., CA, United States of America. He is one of the core committee members who has taken special interest in setting up this center. I'd now request Mr. Vittal to welcome the attendees and highlight the objectives of the Innovation Center. We have another alumnus from the batch of 1985, Mr. Vishwanath Honaya, who also graduated in Electronics and Communication Engineering and is currently working as a software consultant based in Connecticut, USA. I'd like to request Mr. Vishwanath to elaborate on the web page and other infrastructure provided by the Innovation Center. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Farwa. So I guess you can all see me there. I am Vittal Kiran. I'm from the 1985 batch. The distinguished chief guests, AITM management, principal, faculty members, dear students, alumni, and friends around the globe. Greetings to one and all, and also to those of you who are watching the live stream. It's my great honor and privilege to be part of this initiative to kickstart the Innovation Center at AITM. We're all very excited. This was the vision of the 1985 batch when we met in August last year at a virtual reunion. And it's all come to fruition now. So there are a lot of volunteers who were very enthusiastically working behind the scenes. And thanks to the faculty, thanks to the management, thanks to the students, and thanks to all the friends. In fact, a lot of them raised funds to kickstart this center. Once again, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you, and I will share a few objectives of the center. Let me share my screen. So basically, before I move forward, I would like to show you an image. So here's an image of a forest. This is a forest of bamboo trees. We've all seen bamboo grow around us. I guess in Bhatkal it's probably common, but it's also very common in the Western Ghats where there's a lot of rainfall. The remarkable thing about bamboo is that it takes 5 years for a seed to sprout. As the plant is growing its roots, but after 5 years, the tree can grow to about 80 feet in a few weeks, as long as the tree is being nurtured. The lesson here is that patience, growth, development, and most important, hidden potential. Similarly, college life and this innovation center will help you students seed ideas, grow roots, nurture the thought process, and kickstart a career and other future endeavors. So the mission of the center is to nurture innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship among students. The objectives and goals is to encourage each and every student from every department to participate. So the faculty and management are there to guide you. The alumni is here to also support you. So there is a process to select projects, and we'll also even fund you to and sponsor you for your projects as long as you meet the selection criteria. So I wish the students the very best, and my advice is just jump on this opportunity. Take this opportunity, get involved, talk to the alumni, talk to your professors on how you can leverage this innovation center. I'll now hand it over to my batchmate. He was also my roommate in college, and my buddy Vishwanath to share more details about our initiatives.
Thank you, Kiran. Good morning, distinguished guests and the AITM community. Today, I wanted to provide you with a brief overview of our online initiatives and share our progress and the goals thus far. This venture was conceived in the middle of a global pandemic, and it was only made possible by creatively leveraging virtual tools. Over the course of past 3 months, thanks to Professor Srishil Bhatt, we have built a section on the AITM website dedicated to the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. Here, students can submit project proposals, track important timelines and milestones, and participate in speaker programs. We also intend to use this site to recognize notable achievements from our student community. Our continued vision on the online platform includes an idea farm and a professional networking resource. The idea farm will encourage divergent, out-of-the-box thinking. It'll allow students to collaboratively share ideas and notable developments in the field of innovation and entrepreneurship. It'll also be a platform to empower students to participate in regional, national level conferences and competitions like those we hope to one day host as well. We additionally hope to create professional networking platform to empower students. The platform will match students' interests, passions with the subject matter experts in industry, and also allow them to search for corporate sponsorships and funding. It'll also help the students seek career guidance from the alumni community. As you see today, we are excited about the progress and potential of this venture. Our vision is to embolden students with the tools they need to confidently begin their journey, and this would not have been possible without the mutual support of the management, faculty, students, and alumni alike. We hope that our faculty and alumni will continue to graciously give their time and expertise to mentor and coach our students, and that our students will bring forth their passion and camaraderie to make this journey that will last a lifetime. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for the insights about the center. I'm sure all the students will utilize all these facilities provided. It's now time for the captain of our ship, our beloved principal, Dr. Mushtaq Ahmed Bhavikati, to address this gathering.
President of today's function, the chief guest, the guests of honor, the alumni batch of 1985, members of the management, members of the various faculties of this institution, student friends, members of press and media, and all other invitees, and all those people who are online to witness this event. A very good morning and assalamu alaikum to all of you. It's my proud privilege and it's my honor to stand on this podium on this really happy and happening occasion of the inaugural function of Innovation and Entrepreneurship Cell, which is sponsored by the 1985 batch of alumni of this institution. We are really happy to see to it that the batch of 1985 alumni, they have come forward to sponsor this wonderful initiative. I must congratulate and compliment to everyone at AITM, including the alumni, for such a wonderful initiative and for such a wonderful gesture. And this is, I suppose, is the first of its kind in this region, an entrepreneurship cell and innovation cell completely sponsored and managed by the alumni. Now, just we heard from Mr. Whittle and other speaker, like what are the objectives of this innovation cell and the modus of operandi, how this innovation cell will be operated. And I'm sure the objectives will be met. The innovation cell will have wonderful events, and it will be very vibrant in this academic year and also in the years to follow. This is a platform that is provided by 1985 batch to our existing students, especially the final year and pre-final year students, to showcase their talent, to carry out their projects, to undertake research, to undertake training programs with the help of 1985 alumni batch. And I'm sure the students of our institution will be immensely benefited out of this initiative. And we look forward for a wonderful association of this institution with the 1985 alumni. I'm really thrilled today because inaugurating this wonderful innovation cell on this day, which is, I should say, a red letter day, because on this day, the largest immunization of this world is started by our own country, by the government of India. And to start this innovation cell, to inaugurate this innovation cell on this day, I should say it is coincident or incident. It is going to have a wonderful hope and aspiration for all of us. Now, this innovation cell will be of great help for not only the students, for the institution as well, to meet the stringent and to meet the quality of higher education on par with other institutions, and to satisfy the apex bodies like AICTE, National Board of Accreditation, and our own university VTU. So in this direction, we look forward to have many activities in the Innovation Center in the days to come. And also, I should say that this gesture of 1985 batch should motivate, should inspire other batches to come forward and to give back to their alma mater. So this gesture should inspire other batches, and there should be mutual cooperation between the institution and alumni in the years to come, and other batches can come forward, and there can be a wonderful bond between the institution and alumni. With these few words, I do not want to take much of the time. I once again thank the 1985 batch and all those alumni who are very integral part and who are very active in in bringing out this initiative for this institution. And let's hope that this innovation cell and this entrepreneurship and innovation cell will live up to the expectations of all of us, and we will have a wonderful and vibrant year and a lot of activities in the innovation cell. So with these few words, I just pause here. Thanks again for inviting me here to be part of this wonderful initiative, to be part of this inaugural function. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. It was nice to hear you speak. As one of the guests of honor, we have Mr. Shivanand V. Yeldigar, Deputy Director, Center for Entrepreneurship Development of Karnataka, CDOC, Dharwad. He has 10 years of experience in administration and 17 years of experience in teaching and training in entrepreneurship development through CDOC, Dharwad. I request Mr. Shivanand to address the attendees.
It is a great initiative has been done by the Anjuman Institute of Technology for launching of Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. This is to be run continuously, and this is institutions has taken a very good initiative for the students and also for the innovative persons. I wanted to thank you all the dignitaries on the dais, and also thank you to our Honorable Director Sri Veerana sir, giving me opportunity to address some of the ideas for taking up the projects from various institutions. So I wanted to start with the Thomas Edison's initiative for developing the ideas. The first one is enabling the search for the right field of innovation. So the students should have think of the innovations, and he has to select a various field of innovations. That the fields may be in the various sectors. It may be in the electronics, civil, mechanical engineering, and other so many fields also. Then he has to defining the develop search queries and specifies the search paths. That how to develop that innovation ideas, that is very important. And he should have to raise the queries and specifies the paths and where it is available and how I can search for it and how I can get the knowledge for the for my innovation ideas. So the entrepreneur or students or researchers has to define his ideas. Next one is inspiring. He has to search for the thoughts and stimuli for the other areas. So he has to get the inspiration. So he has to search for the various people's role models, and he has to collect the thoughts from him, from them, and stimuli from the other areas also. And he has to experience these inspiring thoughts, and he has to put in his ideas. Next one is selecting, generate and evaluate ideas. So once you have taken the idea or once you have started the innovation process, so you can get a various ideas. You have to generate the ideas and you have to evaluate the ideas. Next, optimizing from the initial ideas to the mature concept. So he has to plan for the optimizing his ideas from the initial ideas, and then he has to bring it to the mature concept. Okay, so that it should be converted into the final products, and then he has to think about the various he has to think about the final product and marketing of that products and all, etc. Next, nurturing, enrich the ideas with the various implementation strategies. So he has to, again, the idea, he has to apply his creativity and he has to try enrich the ideas, how it is to look and how it is to be done, and how generally what happens that why, what, where, how. So these are all the ideas that enrich his ideas. So then there are various projects have been launched from the science and technology department, and the science and technology department has got national science and technology entrepreneurship board, and they can sponsor various programs on the entrepreneurship development and technological development, and they will also give an opportunity for the basic research, innovations in the science pursuit of the inspired research and R&D, and they will also support for the infrastructural development and the program for the science students and Swarna Jayanti fellowships, etc. And National Science and Technology Management Information System, Science and Engineering Research Board, Cognitive Science Research Initiative, and so many projects are available from the Department of Science and Technology. With the help of that science and technology, the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center can get the projects and motivate the students for launching of the enterprises, and also get the conduct the various research. And so many institutions are also available, that CSIR laboratories, that you can get the help that each CSIR laboratories like CFTRI, CLRI, and various other agencies supporting for the research. And every year, each institutions or each government of India CSIR laboratories are giving a very developing the projects, around 1,500 to 2,000 projects they are under, and the entrepreneurs on the students of this college can access the website of CSIR laboratories, CSIR labs, and they can get the ideas how to get the product and what it involves and how it can be commercialized, how I can be turned into the entrepreneurs. So there are 36 laboratories are sponsored from the government of India, and you can get the various products that can be commercialized through the entrepreneurs. So it is a very good opportunity for the entrepreneurs, for converting of the entrepreneurs. And even our CDOG, Center for Entrepreneurship Development of Karnataka, also conducting the various entrepreneurship development programs. So that may be with the support of our director, we can conduct various training programs on the entrepreneurship development also. And another one is the converting of this innovation and entrepreneurship development center as a skill development center, because the PMKVY, the government of India initiative for giving the skill training programs for the various students, and there are the 25 sector skill councils are there. They are dealt with the various fields like the plastics, engineering, IT enabled services, and glass and ceramics. So BIFS sector, etc. So in that section, the skill training also can be conducted from from these centers. So it can be converted with the support of some of the funding agencies, with the support of the alumni students. You can convert it into the skill development training center also, and you can get a recognitions from the government of India under the PMKVY, and they can be converted. They can these institutions or this center can be taken as the training partners for that, and there are various innovative skills are there that can be conducted through this center. And even our government of Karnataka, CMKKY also, that they are also giving the recognition and VTP numbers for the conducting of the skill training programs. So that this can be viewed through the kaushalkar.com. So various facilities, and it is the great initiative has been taken from the Anjuman Institute of Technology, and it is giving a very good opportunities for the students, researchers, and also potential entrepreneurs. And it is a very nice initiative, and all the management, all the alumni students, and all the dignitaries that has dedicated for this development of this center. And I wish all the best, and I wish a successful for this center. And thank you very much for all the dignitaries and alumni batch and all the persons, those who have taken the initiative for the launching of this innovation and entrepreneurship center. And thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for so many visionary ideas for the future of the center. As today's guest of honor, we also have Dr. Veeranna S. Havaldar, Director, CDOG Dharwad. Dr. Veeranna holds a BTech degree from Bapuji Institute of Engineering and Technology with first rank in Mysore University in the year 1985. He has obtained PhD from Karnataka University, Dharwad in the year 2011. He has been working for Directorate of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka since 1994 in the cadre of Assistant Director, Deputy Director, Joint Director, and currently working as Director, CDOG Dharwad. He has delivered over 200 guest lectures and has also presented and published various papers in different conferences. It's my pleasure to request Dr. Veeranna to say a few words on this occasion.
Ellargu namaskara. Zia Mohammad Muzamil, today's president, Mr. Arun Shanbhag, chief guest of today's program, Mr. Bhavikati, principal of the AITM, and Mr. Shastri, all teaching staff, dignitaries who have joined on the online, and student friends and alumni. In fact, let me congratulate the institution and as well as the alumni members who have really taken a lot of interest in establishing this Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center at AITM. It's actually a need of the hour. Everybody wants to know about entrepreneurship and innovation nowadays. One thing is very sure, though we have some cultural barrier that whatever we do in life, whatever we study, we always aim to have some job or something like that. But now it's almost very clear that government cannot afford to give jobs to everybody. So now one has to think how a person can become job giver rather than job seeker. So in that direction, this center, I am sure, is going to help the students of AITM to take up their own self-employment, what we call it as, okay, with the minimum investment sometimes. And I request the students of AITM who are going to be associated with this center to take up a lot of social problems, and I want them to find some solution to these social problems. In a way, we call it as social entrepreneurship. Keeping it apart, entrepreneurship is basically that we have to find out the solutions for some of the societal problems. I would like to quote one or two examples here. Ankit Agarwal and Karan Rastogi, who were born in Kanpur, they took up a project called Help Us Green in the year 2015 with the minimum investment of 72,000 rupees. Ganga River, we have been facing that problem, cleaning Ganga. Now Namami Ganga is under implementation. These people have selected that project only. A heap of temple waste they are collecting. Mainly it is rotting flowers. Rotting every day, lot of rotting flowers will be floating in the Ganga River. They collect that and they have started processing that, and the products are right from fertilizers to perfumes. And it is unbelievable, but still it's a fact that now the capacity of processing this rotting flowers is almost 38 tons per day. 38 ton flowers per day. So this the most I feel it is most innovative and what you call, it's a social solution to the social problem, and 80 women are working with them in this project alone. Within the span of 3 to 4 years, the way they have grown with a permanent solution to the society problems. Another example I would like to give, it's first of its kind in the country. It's regarding processing of cigarette butts. It happened in Noida. One Mr. Naman Gupta and Vishal Khaned, they took up this project in Noida, and this project started somewhere in the year 2016. It's not even 3 to 4 years old. While they were sitting, a couple of friends, they were sitting and chatting just like that. They got some idea why we should not we should try processing these cigarette butts, because we all know cigarette butts is the greatest problem all over the world. It is just it is just thrown. And one estimate says that 0.85 billion kilos of cigarette butts are produced all over the world annually. So they just thought of it, and in the year 2016, they started operating it in Noida. Presently, they have their operations in almost 20 states of the country. They basically recycle that cellulose acetate, which is there in the butt. Okay, it's a polymer again. They have not disclosed what exactly is the processing chemical or something like that because of their own USP and all that. But yes, that byproducts in this case is almost organic compost powder. They make it and they sell it to the farmers. And the main product is this polymer recycled cellulose acetate, and they use it for making cushions, garlands, key bunches, and toy stuff. I feel it's a great idea. In country like ours, we have to find solutions to these social problems like this. And I'm sure this center is going to have a lot of solutions, because innovation, whatever we innovate, it has to be converted into an entrepreneurship. Then only personally feel innovation has some meaning. So since this center is innovation and as well as entrepreneurship, I'm sure most of the ideas which are going to be floated in academia is going to be transferred into the field, and we are going to have a lot of entrepreneur being produced in the AITM. And in that direction, I wish all the best to the management, faculty, and to the students, and as well as to naturally alumni association of the institution, which has been doing really a great job. I wish them all the best. And I would like to mention one more thing here. CDOC, where I am right now heading, we are also into promotion of entrepreneurship development throughout the state of Karnataka. And we have our presence at almost all the districts. Even in Uttara Kannada also, we have a deputy director's office. Shelwar Yaligar, who has spoken just a while ago, is deputy director there. And we will certainly extend all our support. And one more thing is, I feel so happy. One of your AITM alumni himself is a joint director working at CDOC. Right now, he is working at this Mangaluru. We can as well get him to your this forum and make use of his services and CDOC services. And I am sure with all this, center is going to flourish in the country, and it's going to contribute a lot in finding out solutions to the most of the societal problems. With these many words, I thank all the organizers who have been kind enough to invite me and share some of my thoughts on this forum. I thank all the management, faculty, and alumni association for having invited me. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You have truly inspired the students to solve the society's problems through entrepreneurship. As our distinguished chief guest, we have Dr. Arun Shanbhag, Chief Innovation Officer of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Mahe, Manipal. Dr. Shanbhag graduated as an electrical engineer from Manipal Institute of Technology in the year 1984 and obtained his post-graduation and PhD in bioengineering from Clemson University, USA. Dr. Shanbhag has an MBA in Executive Management from Boston University. Dr. Shanbhag started his career as a faculty at the University of Pittsburgh in the Department of Orthopedic Surgery. He then moved to the Mass General Hospital and Harvard Medical School, Boston, as a faculty to lead the Orthopedic Biomaterials Laboratory. He later served as Senior Advisor to the Chairman, Orthopedic Surgery, Mass General Hospital, Harvard Medical School, and also as the Principal of the Innovation Support Center and Early Technology Accelerator. He has a teaching experience of 5 years at the University of Pittsburgh and 19 years at Harvard University. Currently, Dr. Arun Shanbhag is the Chief Innovation Officer at Manipal Academy of Higher Education and Professor of Biomedical Engineering at Manipal Institute of Technology. Dr. Shanbhag is the recipient of many awards and honors, has contributed over 70 full-length research publications in the international journals and book chapters, and given over 100 presentations at international meetings and invited lectures. He is the current recipient of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Grand Challenge Explorations Award. We are fortunate to have such an eminent personality amongst us as our chief guest today. I now request Dr. Arun Shanbhag to enlighten us with his words of wisdom.
Thank you very much for the kind introduction. I would like to thank the president of AHM for inviting me and the principal, Bhavikati. Thank you very much. Also the Professor Shastri, who was very involved in organizing this. I hope you can hear me very well.
Yeah.
I also want to a special shout out to Vishwanath Hannaya and Vittal Kiran sitting in California and actually sitting in Connecticut and California for organizing this and for sponsoring that, and their group for sponsoring the Innovation Center. I don't think there's a better way the alumni can could have given to the school. So I really admire what they have done. I'm going to, before I start, I just want to share my screen, and let's see how I can do that, okay? Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
great, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. So as we get started, I think some of the earlier speakers have actually highlighted very beautifully how important innovation is. The director and the deputy director of CDOC have highlighted, given you a little glimpse into the need of innovation. And I try to inspire our students, even at Manipal here, we have a large student body and a very active student body, how important innovation is. Just to give the students some perspective. So this, by the way, my talk is directed primarily at the students. I would like to mention, think about it, every year, we have about 40 million people who are entering the workforce. 40 million people every year are seeking jobs in India. They're finishing their college and they're seeking jobs. How many jobs do you think are created in India every year? Very minimal. Thousands, 100,000, a few lakhs, maybe a million. So as the director of CDOC mentioned, the government cannot be creating jobs all the time. We have to actually start becoming entrepreneurial and be a job giver, as he mentioned. So I urge all of you, that's why innovation is that much more important. Unless and until you innovate, you wouldn't know what entrepreneurship activity you can do. Second thing, we have to be responsible in the type of innovation we do. Nowadays, I see in the college, everybody wants to do AI and machine learning and robotics. Very good, fantastic. I just tell them, you have to be very responsible. Every time you do AI and robotics, you're taking away somebody else's jobs. So just be careful what type of jobs we do. So, for example, those old call center jobs where there's thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of people were doing call center jobs. Now, due to automation, most of the jobs have disappeared. Where are you going to do the next things? Once, right now we say automation is good for the dirty work, the dangerous work, and the dull work. Once all of those got automated, what are the people going to do? All these policymakers always say, we will train them, we'll do great things, and we'll train them to be software engineers. Does not work. We have seen that has happened in the American Midwest, where all the politicians said, oh, don't worry, stop being laborers, stop being manufacturers of cars, we will train them to be software engineers. Does not work. You cannot train somebody into a new skill once they're in the 40s or 50s. Very difficult. The solution, I think, is innovation. And as some of the directors and the speaker has said earlier, see, you look around you, around your society, your local society, wherever you are, in Manipal, in Mumbai, in Bhatkal, wherever. By the way, I just want to mention to everybody, I was actually born in Bhatkal. So I have a close affinity and a relationship to Bhatkal. I was actually born there. My grandparents had a great time there with my grandparents. So wherever you are, Bhatkal, maybe Manipal, Delhi, wherever, look around you. And I think the society there needs improvement. Now, it does not need fancy innovation. If you look at the problems we have in our society, look around you, there's a problem of the roads are not good, housing is not available, the sanitation is a problem, water and electricity and clean air. If you look at any developed countries, all those problems have been solved. So what is preventing us from adopting those? The question primarily is the price point. The way the US or developed countries or Europe have solved these problems is a very high cost environment. We need to figure out how we can get our people here in India the same standards, the same clean water, the clean air, the clean rivers like the Ganga, the electricity 24 hours, the housing, the sanitation at a fraction of the cost. And that's why we need innovation. Okay. So with this little introduction, I just want to go to my next slide. So, students actually have a difficult time when, we have 25,000 students here at Mahe, and I give lectures to everybody from engineering to philosophy students to dental students, medical students, pharmacy. architecture, communications. I can't even list all the colleges here. I don't even remember all the 20 colleges. So we do that. And the key question I want to address to all the students right away is, what is innovation? I ask them to look around them and identify problems they have around them, they see around them, and come up with a novel solution. Innovation is simply identifying a novel solution. Novel, I mean, is something new, a new solution to an existing problem around you. It could be anything. It could be a device you're creating. It could be a business process. It could be a service. It could be a software. You don't distinguish that. It has to solve a current existing problem, and that is important. Okay? So creating a novel products or services that address local problems or the pain points. Important part is, you do not need to be a scientist. You do not need to create deep technology, a new technology, but you can use existing technology. You don't need to make new patents and new things. You can use what is existing available and use it in a very creative way to solve the existing problem. For example, I like to give this example. Many college students here in Manipal, I'm sure in Bhatkal around, know this. Here we have Swiggy and Zomato, which are very popular, and Ola and Uber is there all around the world. And if you see the problem of the students from the Swiggy perspective, I'm sitting here, or a student is sitting in the hostel, it is raining, it's late in the evening, and they feel like eating this biryani. You know, we don't have great biryani like Bhatkal's biryani, but we have Shubham biryani, which is actually pretty okay. So if I want to eat that biryani, I don't want to get out of my hostel and get wet and go there and buy it. So I will go on the app. And what does Swiggy do? They arrange with the Shubham biryani. They will deliver it. Their drivers will pick it up and deliver it to my door at the same price point or a slight marginal increase in price point. So what did Swiggy do? They found out students have this problem, or even adults or anybody, that we have a small problem. We just want our food delivered to us. We don't want to go out. This is even more important now with the pandemic. Who wants to go in a restaurant and eat if you can eat in the safety of your house? Now, biryani, the Shubham biryani was already existing. They were already making biryani. They were already having their own delivery people. I was already eating the biryanis from them. But what did Swiggy do? The technology was there, the apps were there. They creatively developed a platform where all the stakeholders, the shop owners, the delivery people, and the customers, that's us, the students, whoever, are on the same platform, and we can, just from our phone, order something we want. So just think about it. Using commonly used technology, they use it in a very creative way and solve problems. And in that process, they created so much more value. So many people more are employed. So many restaurants are doing actually pretty good because now they have a place where the customers know about them and they can order their food. So this is what innovation simply is. Identify the problem in your surrounding. It could be anything. It could be smoke in a small kitchen. How do you get rid of the smoke? Improving the water, as one of the directors said earlier, cleaning the Ganga. Of course, cleaning the Ganga is a simpler solution, is don't dirty it. If you don't put the flowers in it, it's not going to get dirty. Then the question of cleaning it becomes like, that's what Chinmayananda used to say. There's only one way to clean the Ganga. Don't dirty it. Don't put any trash in it, and it'll automatically clean itself. So, but in innovation, we have to identify the problem. And if you can prevent the problems from happening, we can come up with a solution. And that's what a simple way of doing innovation is. Now here in Manipal and everywhere, we talk about innovation as a continuum. I don't want people here, even in Bhatkal, the students and actually the organizers, who I commend very highly, to recognize this doesn't stop at just innovation. Innovation in the process, we have actually distributed that into actually 3 silos, we call it, just for the sake of discussion, by the way. The ideate, create, and incubate. I saw in your center there, you had ideate, create, and innovate. And you will see why I called it incubate here. That is also good. Either way is good. Because the first step in this continuum is you need to define the problem. And you will be surprised how many students get stuck right there. So what do I solve? What problem do you want me to solve? I keep telling them, I don't have a problem I want you to solve. You should find the problem and you create the solution. Brainstorm the ideas. Discuss with your friends, your mentors, your professors, somebody in the community. What is the problem they have? How do we come up with the solutions? Come up with ideas, many of them. 50 is good. Come up with then novel solutions. And that is key. Come up with a novel solution. We put this process as ideation. We're actually coming up with it. And the creation process is actually, now that you have a solution, how will you develop a working model to demonstrate that it is actually working? So we would call it a simple proof of concept. Show us that it actually is working. Test it. Once you made it, test it with people. I'm sure the people who cleaned the Ganga, they went, they picked up the flowers, they tried to figure out how they can make perfume from it, how they can compost it, how they can even, I've even heard that that team is actually extracting color, natural colors from the flower petals. And they're selling that as organic colors for dyeing and for other reasons. So they probably tried it out. That trying process, that prototype you develop, that initial thing, it could be band-aids and it should be duct tape and it could be made of cardboard or small machine with a motor here and there. A simple prototype to tell us that this idea is actually working. Test it on people. And then the most important part I try to tell people, our students, is figure out how will you sell it? Who is going to buy your product? That is very key. Ultimately, you know, a lot of the students, I've seen this challenge, they're challenged. They always want to make it, but they don't focus on, okay, now that I made it, how do I sell it? Unless and until you can sell it, start a company, you are not creating employment. That innovation is not fulfilled till you have created an enterprise and started selling that service, selling that product, and society is benefiting from it. You know, the previous speaker actually gave a long number about how much money, how many buds are recycled, how much flowers, like 800 million tons or something of flowers are being kept from the trash. That's a number we want. Now that team is monetizing it. That trash should have gone to the river. It's not going. Instead, you are actually making color, you're making perfumes, you're making compost, and they're selling that. That process is very important. They were hiring 80 people, he said. So that, you had to create that employment. So if you're making any device, the same thing happens. You have to launch a startup, you need to get it ready to sell your product, and then of course you need to get funding. So that's why I have divided that, I've added that incubate part. And also here is a shout out and actually a suggestion to the alumni group, which has funded very generously this innovation center. Consider what is the next step. The incubator, maybe they need an incubator. In a few years, they will need it. Once you have a lot of innovations coming, you have to figure out how will you incubate and get these companies. And you don't have to put up a lot of the money. The government of India has so much funding. I actually think they're spending too much money, but they have so much funding they're giving all these colleges and universities to set up incubation facilities. I kid you not. You know, so you just have to look around. I don't want to brag about how much funding we are getting, but you just have to look up Department of Science and Technology, innumerable amounts of land. They're spending upwards of billions and billions of dollars equivalent in funding, grants, and incubation centers in India every year. So you just have to figure out how to tap into those processes and tap into grant money. You already have an incubation center, innovation center. That's the first step. And of course, throughout this process, you need a lot of supporting ecosystem, facilities, mentoring, and funding. And I'm sure your alumni can definitely help you, and your faculty can help you. So, I want to address a quick, again, couple more slides I have here. One of the students, many students, I'll tell you, come to me all the time, and they want to do innovation. They're so eager. They sit outside my office. They'll come again and again, and they always say, "So how do I find a problem to innovate?" And you may be surprised how difficult it is to actually find a problem which you're going to focus on for 2 years, right? And the first thing I tell our young students, and I'll tell the students there in Bhatkal and everywhere was watching this, is first observe. I tell them jokingly, get your head out of that phone where you've been playing and like watching and chatting with all your friends. Get your head out of the phone and look around you. Look around where you're stepping. Look around the people who are there with you, around you, and see how they are managing the problems. Walk to the local slums and see how they're managing the problem. Look, one of our dental students said, "Oh, sir, there's so much problems in the slum area. They all have bad dental care. I'm going to give them toothbrushes and paste." So we went to the slum and I said, "Okay, you give them a toothbrush. Look around the slum and tell me, where do you think they will keep the toothbrush?" look around the slum, the jhopdi, whatever they have, and tell me where they have a sink or a bathroom where they can wash their mouth. Where are they going to keep that toothbrush which you're going to give them? Where they don't have a place for that. They don't have a table. They don't have anything to do it. So the problem starts becoming more fundamental. Observe. If you want to solve a problem in the hospital, go to the hospital. If you want to solve a problem in the vegetable market, go and hang out there every day and see the challenges the people are facing. And when you look around, you will say something like, and I do, and I'm sure you can do, you will see something and say, this is so difficult. Why do I have to do it this way? And then you will come up with the answer saying, can I make it easy? And that is the transition we want all our students to make. I want the students, you all, to look at something around you and say, this is difficult. I can make it easy. Then you have the seed for becoming an innovator. You can say, this is dirty. I'm going to make it cleaner, like the people in the Namami Ganga is doing. People who saw the butts, the cigarette butts on the road are saying, this is so horrible that people are just throwing it. Can I make it more simpler? Can I actually save those butts and actually come up with a business for it? You can say, this is so complicated. Can I make it simple? This is so expensive. Can I make it cheaper and inexpensive? And on and on and on. I can give you examples. If I had an hour long, I would give you examples of this all day. But let me just take an example. Unhealthy. I will not eat brownies or cakes because they have a lot of fat and I worry about my health and everything. Guess what? In Manipal, we have a culinary school, wonderful, wonderful culinary school, the Waksha, we call it here, the Welcome Groups College, beautiful culinary school. Their students have developed healthy, vegetarian, vegan cakes and brownies, and they are delicious. Some of the students have developed healthy pizzas. They deliver. So actually, we are going to be getting that pizza tonight for dinner in our house. Our students are very creative. Once they identify what they have to do, they can hone in there and actually solve that problem. Same thing. So I can create many such examples, verbs, if you will. Unhealthy, dangerous, expensive, complicated, it's heavy, it's gray, whatever. If you can solve that problem, you are an innovator. So it's not that difficult, okay? You can do it. So now I want to summarize. Of course, innovation does not end there. I only highlighted the first part, observation. I've drawn it like a funnel here, but I draw this myself. So if there's spelling, anything, it's my fault. Any shortcomings in this one. It's just the top part. And then you have many ideas here. And then you have to define the problem. What is it? And you have to also identify who is the customer. So this entire funnel, we call it, is the innovation continuum. I show that to our students, our faculty, and our administration. This is where we want to go. And the reason it's a funnel is in the beginning stages, we will have 100 ideas, 100 solutions maybe. Guess what? By the time they come down, we may only have 5 or 6 or 3 or 2 or 1 successful enterprise. That's okay. I want to start with 100. Right now, my yield is 10%. If I have 100 ideas, I have 10% of them which are actually starting on the startup path, and maybe 1 of them or 2 of them, actually only 2% are going to be successful and start a company. It's okay. We call it the 2% club, or actually I call it the 98% club. I tell our students, if 98 of your problems are going to fail, only 2% are going to succeed. You better start trying right now. You better start failing right now, because you need 98 failures before you get to that 2. Which are going to be successful. And it's a long process, trust me. And we are here. I'm sure your alumni are there and the Innovation Center is there. And here in Manipal, I tell our students, we are here to walk you through this process. Make the iteration. Or somebody already mentioned they have a maker space. You'll need a maker space to actually make it, test it, redesign it, iterate it. You need to form teams. I already see that the school has a management and technology, which is most important. Learn to write a very simple lean canvas as a business model. Get some investors, the fat cat investors. Sitting in California, I'm joking there, Bhatkal. Get some money so you can burn the money and actually rocket your startup. And then make in India, which is what our Honorable Prime Minister always tells us. So make those things, whatever it is, right here, and then sell it. And then enjoy, have a party. But so this is a long process. The yield is about 2 to 5%, maybe 10%. I wish you all the best. whatever percentage it is, but you have to go. If you get scared of the 2% rate, you will not start it, then that's a failure. You need to make 10, 15, 20, 50 designs. As an innovation center, you need to support 100 such proposals and ideas so you can have a few success stories in a few years. And the key part of our culture here in India is our students are scared of taking risk. They're scared of failing. They have never failed in their life, or at least they don't tell us they have failed. But I tell them, learn to laugh at yourself. Don't be scared of failing. Fail. I, of course, start off by telling all my failures. And every time I have actually some experiment blows up or some device breaks or something happens, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I actually share that and celebrate that with my people, just to let them know I too fail. I too have my experiments foiled and wrong designs. And we learn, we move forward. And that's the only way to make success. If you have not failed, you're not trying hard enough, I tell them. And so that's something we need to create a culture. So that was the end of my summary. I had to mention that over this pandemic, we were having a lot of activities in Manipal. I would conduct every month some activities, idea competitions, hackathons, challenges, competitions, that, everything. But with the pandemic, we could not. So we actually started an online community, even though it is open for Manipal, it's open for actually everybody. It's open for everybody. Right now, only about 50% of our membership there. We have about 700 people in this online community, about 750 some people, and only about 300 or so are alumni students. The rest are Manipal students. The rest are alumni from different colleges, different people who have liked our innovation community there. So I invite you to join it. It's a very simple link, bit.do/IDX Manipal. IDX stands for Innovation, Design, and Entrepreneurship X. Manipal is on Discord. I don't know if many of you are familiar with that Discord platform. It's a little bit like Slack. It's a free version of Slack, if you will. Most of my graphics on the slides I create myself. I share that on my Instagram feed. If you have any questions, you can send me an email at innovation@manipal.edu. If you have any questions, again, send me an email, send me a message, contact me on Discord, contact me on Insta, wherever, whatever is convenient. So I want to thank you again, thank the organizers for inviting me here to share this. I want to again congratulate you on this initiative of your innovation center. I think that you have done a fantastic job. When Vishwanath and Bhatkal Kiran, they were in college, they did not have access to this. I'm sure they are wondering, oh my God, our students now are so lucky. They have all these facilities and we didn't have that. So you students are very, very, very fortunate. You have all facilities. Use it. Use it to the best of your ability and succeed. Okay? God bless you all and take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for elaborating on the importance of entrepreneurship and giving so many great insights on innovation and ideation. We have another guest, Professor Suryanarayan Rao, Head of Makerspace, MIT Institute of Design, Pune. Professor Rao graduated as a mechanical engineer from National Institute of Engineering, Mysore in 1984. In a career spanning over 34 years, he has extensive experience in training, manufacturing in tool room, and other organizations. He has also served as a faculty member in our institution in the 1990s. He now heads the Makerspace and Innovation Council at MIT Institute of Design, Pune. I now request Professor Suryanarayan Rao to express his best wishes and address the attendees. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am very happy to extend my best wishes to AITM Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. It's a good initiative by 1985 batch professionals. I hope I am audible to everybody. Mr.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, I am audible, no?
Yes, you're clear.
Yeah, so I'll continue my
please go ahead.
Address to you. So it's a good initiative by 1985 batch professionals. I say students, now they are the very well professionals in the society. I also thank Dr. Anant Murthy He was my student during my service at AAC. That's from starting from 86 to 88 and 1993. I was there for about 4 years in Anjuman Engineering College. At that time, it was called as AEC. I am involved in the Institution Innovation Cell of MIT ADT University. ADT means Art, Design and Technology University, Pune. I'm HOD or head of this makerspace at MIT Institute of Design. So you can refer our website mitid.edu.in. Arun Shanbhag was mentioning about the makerspace very clearly. So you can have the view of makerspace. I have sent the Facebook link to Anant Murthy, and you can get it shared by him, and you can see the entire scenario how the makerspace functions. So it is always good to have the other systems, other locations, and other setups to establish our setup. That's whole intention. So now what is innovation is already talked to you. Again, I will speak some more words about this innovation. Innovation means to improve or to replace something. For example, a process, a product, or a service. Innovation is a process by which a domain of product or a service is renewed and brought up to date by applying a new processes, introducing new techniques, or establishing successful ideas to create new values. Then how to achieve those objectives, how to achieve those standards, it's up to the system, and you have to make the SOP, system of procedures. So, and we have to identify the mentors to assist the students to become innovators. The experience of the mentors will be shared to the students, and they'll get the idea to apply their ideas to make it very standardized process. So suppose we make a product, it should be acceptable to the society. The design is not for the self, design is for the society. And how to do it is a challenge. So again, I'm telling this innovation and entrepreneurship is connected now. Initially, we used to talk about only innovation. Now it's talk about the entrepreneurs because of the job requirements. So you are not finding good jobs. During 1985, there were very good jobs, and we have got the number of openings from multiple agencies. Now it is not so. You have to one should become the entrepreneur. I have designed my own at my own level about 25 plus products, and also I have given my one of the product for this toy-a-thon, which is recently launched by this Ministry of Education. Toy-a-thon, I will show you the PPT and what I have presented to them. It's a competition. So you have to become competitors. So innovation, you do it, then it's a address to the students that you should compete with others. So you have to go to the competitors and show your ideas and get corrected. So for that, you have to apply the design thinking process. So there's a very standard process called as design thinking process. First one point is step is empathy, then define, then ideate, then prototype, then test. And it's an iterative process. It does not go in a single line. It should be iterative process. So I'm just crossing 60 years now, and the 2 years I will be in Pune. Thereafter, I'm already made some groundwork to start my own foundation, or one is Uttara Kannada Innovation, wherein I will adopt all these innovation procedures and as well as the entrepreneurship techniques to provide jobs to the students, jobs to the society, jobs to the needy persons. So this will help the society. The innovation and entrepreneurship center should help the society in a larger way so that they will get the best benefit out of it. So how to get the entrepreneurship? Already we have heard from Dr. Virna and Mr. Shivananda. So they will help. So without the help or support from the government, in my opinion, nothing is possible. So when a person approaches the government sector, and there are persons like Dr. Virana and Shivananda, they will definitely help. But go with a systematic approach. Don't go with a abnormal approach and ask for the help. They will not be able to do it because they have all the limitations. They will not give a grant if I go to them for 20 lakhs. They will not give. I should propose it properly so that they will get convinced, and then it should be useful. So about this toy-a-thon, again, I have sent one proposal to the government. And very recently, I was also recognized by the Minister of Education for my involvement in the design coordinator at MIT AITT University. So since I am from Honavar, native place is Honavar, so definitely I will help Dr. Anupmurthy Shastri because he's a director and he's my student and he's a very close, what to say, colleague to me. And always I talk to him. And I am also happy to see Bhatkal Kiran and his team for your excited personalities. But I'm very happy that the pass out students from the AEC or AITM, they will have the gratitude towards the your institution. It's most important. Otherwise, they would not have done it. They would, otherwise, this kind of centers are taken with help of government, like AIC, Atal Incubation Center. We got about 4 crore rupees grant. So now your own persons that our alumni has given the grant to the AITM to make the center, if not in the very large scale, so by giving the grant. But now, as a, you have to give it that whatever the contribution by the alumni should be given to that. But you have to involve them in their regular activities. You have to invite them to the institution, and you have to have a close working there. So mentors now, alumni, I feel is alumni also can be mentors. You have provided grant, it's good, but also you mentor the your center. It's your own center. So I'm always available to you, Mr. Shastri. You know it, so that I can always share my experiences with you. And I congratulate all my 1885 professionals. And I had enough talk during the first part of the session from 8:30 onwards. I was with them to talk, and it was very nice. I'm very happy about you, and it was nice. The product is vocab The name of the product is vocabulary ring to improve the 3-letter words formation. So this is the concept. This will guide the students to how to make the proposals and all. Develop 3-letter word learning skills. This is interactive gadget to learn 3-letter words effectively. This is handy device to operate and find the 3-letter words. Even 100 letters are possible with the help of the knowledge as well as from the dictionary. So this is the concept. I was playing the prototypes. So I already made and given submission to this hackathon. So I will show this small video. Done with it. So my presentation is over. And thank you very much for your invitation, Mr. Shastri and Mr. Vittal. And we'll meet sometime personally. That's what I feel now.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
thank you very much.
Yeah, my presentation is over. Thanks for your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Your words were indeed inspiring. As you are aware, we had organized a logo design contest for the Innovation Center. Thank you, sir. I'd now like to call Mr. Sainath Tigadi to say a few words. Mr. Tigadi is the Managing Director at Bank of New York Mellon Corporation in USA and responsible for cybersecurity, analytics, and threat management.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, I'm very honored to be with all of you, especially my friends and classmates and dignitaries here. So I'm from Ankola, if you, I thought I should mention, and my father was high school teacher in Shirali when I went to Bhatkal College, all right? So a couple of things I really feel guilty about, that I created about 65 robots that do cybersecurity threat hunting. So Dr. Shanbag, I'll rethink about what you said. But definitely those kind of innovations are absolutely required. But today I want to touch upon how it all started here in Bhatkal College, and from various disciplines, all our friends, how they helped us shape each other. So I'll start with Kiran. His father actually told him that no matter where you go, what do you do with it? So that was an amazing thing. Almost 30 years back, Kiran told me that. And Vishwanath. So one day, Vishwanath and I, we were walking, and he told me, hey, look, you got to get what you want. Otherwise, you'll settle with what you get. Now, KB Sridhar, who also happened to, we stayed together, and he happened to teach me a lot about discipline. So his thought was, Sai, Microsoft is going to be a great company. Probably doing training will make me a great partner of Microsoft. I was like, really? And he did it, and he built a company around it. And now he's a manufacturer of specialty tools for automobile giants, right? So we had our friend from Mangalore, Jaikar Rai. And Jaikar is always like, let's do it. Anything it is, right? A lot of energy. And Sujay Kamath, I'm not sure if he's there on the call. Some of you might not remember, but it made a great impression on that. So Sujay Kamath always wanted to work for a company called AFCON, and he went to Brunei, and he had joined us while we were preparing for this. What does it all tell? Okay. Ambition. Thank you, Vishwanath. Network. Discipline. Thank you, Kiran and Sridhar. And believe in yourself. Thank you, Sujay and Jaikar. So these things made very profound impression on me, which I'm glad to share with you. And these things are the key ingredients that will take you wherever you want to go. So people always tell that luck is a cross-section between opportunity and preparedness. This innovation center brings you opportunity. Preparation is your call. Like previous speakers told, there are different opportunities, but you got to go with what you love to do. That's what Warren Buffett says. That's what Vishwanath told me, right? Kiran was very instrumental in shaping the philosophy of success in our minds. So there are 3 faculties you get in a college. One is your network that starts here. Second is the opportunity. So we all got, I got an interview letter passed over to me from our head of the department in engineering college, Mr. Begg. And he told, you have potential, go for it. I went to the interview. Kiran already was there, and I got it too. So our time, we did not have as much that you have. And plus, now you know the global possibilities. Jaikar is managing a very big firm's finance as an administrator in Dubai. Sujay is in Brunei. Sridhar is a great entrepreneur. And Vishwanath is doing big in consulting, and Kiran is chip design. Look at the possibilities, right? It all happened because we made use of the network, discipline, ambition, and we believed in ourselves. And I wish that you guys will make best out of this opportunity, and we are here to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for nice talk. Thank you.
It's time to introduce the muscle behind the mission, the members of the 1985 batch. We have Mr. KB Sridhar, who is an entrepreneur and owner of Olympic Industrials based in Chennai. This company manufactures tools and repair stands for automobile companies like Daimler, Ashok Leyland, Mahindra, and Tata Motors. We have Mr. Farooq Ahmad from Mechanical, who is based at Hyderabad and works for MYK Latricate as Senior Manager, Retail Sales. We also have Mr. Riaz Ibrahim from Mechanical, who is based at Abu Dhabi and works for Parsons International as Projects Control Engineer. We have Mr. Sunil Mohammed from Civil, who resides in Abu Dhabi and works for ADNOC Gas Processing Company as Senior Civil Engineer. We also have Mr. Jaikar Rai from Mechanical, who lives in Dubai and works for Standard Fabricators, and Mr. Mohammed Fawz from Mechanical, who has spent his professional life in the Gulf with various organizations in the elevator and escalator industry. He is presently situated at Calicut in Kerala. So there are many others who are not only actively involved in raising funds, but also involved in weekly meetings to plan this center. So we're thankful to all of them. Now I'd like to request our secretary, Janab Mohiddin Ruknuddin, to address the gathering.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Respected President Anjuman Hami Muslimin Bhatkal Janab Muzammil Qazia Sahab, Principal Dr. Mushtaq Bhavikatte, AITM Principal, 1985 batch alumni who are online, chief guests and guest of honors who are all online, and faculty of AITM who are present here, and dearest of all, the student community who are in front of me. Welcome you all. It gives me immense pleasure to have been invited for this unique inauguration of AITM Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. I think this gesture from 1985 batch is I think it is just a beginning, and I hope it is going to be more and more coming from not only this batch, many other batches of Indian AITM alumni, and this will be a stepping stone for the rest of the alumni who are watching us, and who it will be an inspiration for them also, because I think for AITM, the alumni is one of the biggest or one of the important and significant assets, which I think so far we have not utilized it to the potential and to the utility which they can deliver to the AITM. I think this is a beginning of that, beginnings towards that we are going to make more and more use of alumni to train, to coach, to mentor, to facilitate our multiple projects which are coming in the pipeline. AITM is embarking on complete innovation of its infrastructure, its equipment, and it's all infrastructure and the facilities which we are going to offer. And I look forward the alumni to be a great help in this process, which I think we are going to approach you separately, where you can add to the value in this process of innovation and innovation and adding the value towards this. Once again, it's my pride to be here, one of the guests here, and the appreciation goes to the 1985 batch and all those people who have been working behind the scene, particularly on the ground here. Mr. Professor Shastri has been working to coordinating this and implementing on the ground. I think I encourage the students to make maximum use of these facilities, because the batch who is sponsoring it, they didn't have the opportunity to use this, and they didn't have opportunity to be a part of this, because during those days it was bare minimum infrastructure and AITM had, and in those struggling time they learned it. But it is their determination, it is their will that they should give some value to the alma mater, and they had come up with this innovation center. Once again, I thank you, 1985 batch, and I encourage you to be giving more and more from your side in terms of coaching, in terms of providing training, in terms of giving your suggestion and advices, how we can take the AITM leap forward, because we are almost 40 years old, but I feel we are not there where we need to have been. So it's a journey. We have to travel together and make the AITM one of the greatest institution. It has its own reputation, it has its own brand, but I think we have failed to make use of the brand and capitalize on the brand. And our brand, our alumni is also our brand. Our alumni are spread over all over the globe, sitting in the big key position in many institutions. Many of them have their own business. They are working. They are not giving. They are the givers of the employment to a lot of people. And I encourage our current student also to be very innovative, very encouraging, and aspire high, and think of being an employer instead of getting an employment. So please work on your raw ideas, in your brand, in your brain. Don't shy of any brand, any idea you have. Discuss with your faculty, discuss with your principal of your ideas, your problems, and get it resolved. The problems is the stepping stone to for the success which you are going to enjoy in your practical life. Unless and until you struggle in your life, until you face some problem, don't shy of your failure, don't shy of your anything, because failures is a step ahead toward the coming success. So I once again encourage the students to make use of this, maximum use of this, and take maximum usage out of it, to garner your potential, to unleash your potential, to nurture your ambition, and add value to their academics performance. Because you may be getting a degree from the college, but the academic education will give you a job, but the knowledge you gain out of this, out of your project, knowledge you gain out of your ideas, that will make you a hero, that will make you shine in your practical life coming ahead. I don't want to harper more here, because a lot of people have given you a lot of advice, what innovation means, what entrepreneurship means. So I don't want to add any more with that. My only humble advice to the student is, please make use of it to the maximum, and so that this innovation center should feel smaller. We have to think of making a bigger and grand innovation center, unless and until you use it. And I encourage my faculty also, please help the student to use it, encourage the student to use it, and inshallah we will have an innovation center much more bigger, much more equipped, and all those things. This is a first step towards it. Inshallah, bigger and bigger.
Thank you very much. Once again, 1985 batch. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for giving great hope for the future of AITM and inspiring the students as well as the alumni. Now, I'd like to invite Janab Qazia Muhammad Muzammil Sahab, President of Anjuman Hamiye Muslimin and the President of today's function, to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning to all of you. I am very much pleased to be here presiding this function. Respected principal of Anjuman Institute of Technology and Management, the respected chief guest, Dr. Arun Shanbhag, he is son of Bhatkal, as he told. Respected dignitaries, the guest of honor, Sri Shivanand Yaligar, Sri Dr. Viranna, Sri Professor Surya Narayan Rao, who was of course our staff, our lecturer in our college, and the alumni, especially Sri Kiran Vittal, Vishwanath Honeya, Sainath Tigadi, KB Sridhar, and the organizers of this function, Dr. Anand Shastri. I think I have not missed any name. It is really a pleasure that our alumni, they have remembered the institution where they studied. It is rather a Guru Dakshini which has come in the shape of this innovation center. Last few months back, our principal and secretary informed me that our alumni of 1985 batch, they want to help this institution and the students of this college by starting a innovation and entrepreneurship center to upgrade the students of this institution in getting acquaintance of this innovation and entrepreneurship. I was very much pleased. In fact, I wanted to meet the students in person. As you know, that this is the pandemic situation wherein neither the college was functioning nor anything was functional in the whole world. And our students, our ex-students, they were kind enough to come forward to help our students who are studying in this college now. I thank all the alumni of 1985 batch who have come forward with this novel idea. And of course, now it is being implemented. The speakers who spoke as a guest of honor and chief guest, they have stated about the importance of this innovation center. I want to just inform all the audience that this year we have started a Anjuman Center of Excellence. And this Center of Excellence is also going to help the students in acquiring knowledge, practical knowledge. We are starting short-term courses in various fields for all the faculties of this college. And we want to have a number of other innovation centers on various topics. Last month, I had interaction with a number of alumni in Bhatkal. They had come to me. They asked me how they can better serve the institution. I told them, you can do one thing. You can prepare yourself for a topic, taking the syllabus from the first sem to last sem, and you can come to Bhatkal and give a lecture on a particular topic for the students. They were very happy. They said, fine, we will pass this message to the members of our batch, our alumni, and our ex-students from various batches, and find out who can come and who can be of help as a faculty, as a guest faculty in this institution. Now, many of our alumni, many of our ex-students, they are in various positions in various countries. And if they can prepare for each of the subject, each of a topic, and if they prepare for a lecture, and online if they can give lecture to our students as a guest faculty, it will help a lot to our students. I hope our alumni of 1985 batch, they will also consider this, and many of our ex-students, they will consider this aspect, and they will try to give good lectures to our students, and they will prepare and come prepared and give lectures. In this occasion, I request all the guests of honors as well as our chief guest to personally visit our institution. I extend my invitation to all of them. I extend my invitation to all the alumni, especially Mr. Kiran, Mr. Honeya, and Mr. Sainath, Mr. Sridhar, and their colleagues to come and visit Bhatkal, to spend some time with the students and staff of this college, and just to give lecture to the student, to visit the student, to visit the college and see how the college is going on now. You know, in India, the engineering colleges, various engineering colleges are at the verge of closing. And here we have taken this challenge to see that the college is upgraded. We want to see that our institution will shortly turn into a deemed university and we are working for that. We are working for upliftment and development of the college. Anjuman Hamia Muslimin has got, apart from engineering, we have got a Anjuman Business Management Institute. We have up to MBA. We have B.Ed college. We have a PG center having MCOM, MA, and other PG courses. We have now a number of institutions, almost 22 institutions under one head of Anjuman Hamia Muslimin Bhatkal. So I extend my invitation to all of you. Kindly visit Bhatkal and meet us and let us have interaction. We will take your advice for development of this institution. With this word, I thank you for having, and especially I thank the 1985 batch for having come up with this idea and for having helped their alma mater in starting this innovation and entrepreneurship center. I hope that other batches of our college will also come forward and they will be of much help to their alma mater and to the students who are studying in this engineering college. I thank you all. With this word, I complete my presidential address. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Every good thing comes to an end. Even though it's the end of today's function, it's not the end of our journey. I'd like to invite Dr. Anandmurthy Shastri to end the ceremony with a vote of thanks.
A lovely and warm morning to our most valued and worthy guests, management members, respected principal, my dear colleagues, dear students, and all my beloved friends from all the corners of the world. It's a matter of pride for me that I am proposing a vote of thanks on behalf of AITM management, AITM, and the entire team of 1985 batch at the end of this inaugural ceremony. I firstly extend my sincere gratitude to Janab Qazia Mohammad Muzamil, President AITM Bhatkal, and President of today's function for his great support in establishing this Innovation Center and for his presidential address. I thank you, sir. I would like to thank Janab Mohiddin Ruknuddin, Secretary AITM, who inaugurated this inaugural function, AITM Innovation Entrepreneurship Center, and for his encouragement and motivational support since initiating of this Innovation Center. Thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to our Chief Guest, Dr. Arun Shanbhag, Chief Innovation Officer, Mahe Manipal, for his interesting and thought-provoking address. Sir, today we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this is definitely encouraging us in our future events. Thank you, sir. Further, I would like to thank Dr. Veeranna Avaldar, Director, SIDOC, and the Department of Skill Development on Entrepreneurship and Livelihood, Karnataka State, for his valuable inputs. And sir, we have taken note of your suggestions and will be discussing within our organization and the action to be initiated at our level. Thank you, sir. I extend my thanks to Mr. Shivanand Yaligar, Deputy Director, SIDOC, and the Department of Skill Development on Entrepreneurship and Livelihood, Uttara Kannada District, for his encouraging speech in connection with Innovation Center. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'd like to express my gratitude to my teacher, Professor Surenand Rao, Head Makers Space, IIC, MIT Pune, for sharing his vast experience and thoughts. Sir, we look forward to working with you and your organization in near future. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm very much thankful to our Honorable Vice President, General Secretary, Additional General Secretary, and all the members of AITM for their support and cooperation in establishing this Innovation Center. Thank you, one and all. My special thanks to our beloved principal for his enthusiastic support in all respects. Thank you, sir. I also want to thank HODs, faculty members, and staff for their sincere efforts in executing this project. My special thanks to Professor Jahid and Professor Srishal Bhatt for their involvement and cooperation in establishing this Innovation Center. I thank all the media persons who are present here. I thank Syed Shaheen for designing the logo for our Innovation Center. I thank Ms. Uma Farwa, who is being a part of MOC with Professor Srishal Bhatt. I thank Professor Mukit for inauguration. We would like to thank all our students for working with us in making this event a great success. The essence of fruits is always tested in the last. Now, I would like to thank all my dear friends of 1985 batch. I lack words for their participation, involvement, and their willingness to complete a big task, which is first ever contribution to our alma mater. My special thanks to Kiran, Vishwanath, Sainath, Sridhar, Farooq, Sunil, Jaikar, Riaz, and Faust. I thank each and every one of our batch and also thank other batch friends who have given suggestions. I thank you all being with us. It's a great pleasure. Thank you very much.